again. For those of you that raised your hand a while ago, when I asked if you could hear clearly, if you could please click the end button again so it will lower your hand. Get started. Hello and welcome everyone to the first of 4 EDI Release 3 training webinars for Pennsylvania. This one is a basic overview of what to expect and when. The Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry will begin implementing EDI transactions in the IABC Claims Release 3 format for FROY and SHROY transactions on September 9, 2013. Transactions will be processed using EDI Release 3 FROY and SHROY data at that time. My name is Tammy Lockman, and I'm manager of the EDI unit in the Claims Management Division of the Bureau of Workers' Compensation. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box and choose to send to all participants. We will answer all of them at the end of the presentation. If you have questions after the presentation, please send an email to racei@p.gov. This is a high-level implementation timeline for the project. Partner agreements were due to the Bureau between December 17, 2012 and February 28, 2013, but are still being submitted. Partners began testing March 1st, 2013, and are all but done now, and direct filers have begun testing as well. Some implementation information. All claim transactions will be processed using the IABC EDI Release 3 claim standard for both FROY and SHROY data on September 9, 2013. WC receives only FROY data via EDI Release 1. Some general EDI information. EDI is basically the transmission of data between organizations by electronic means. Major project objective is to reduce the use of paper forms primarily through EDI. Just within the workers' compensation insurance community to exchange accident, payment, and insurance information, EDI permits the transfer of large volumes of information more efficiently and accurately. EDI will allow entities doing business in many states to have one uniform or standard method of submitting claim data to different states. What is trading partner? A partner is an insurance company, third-party administrator, or a self-insured employer that submits claim data to BWC and choose the channel in which to submit their data. Traders must select a transaction partner that they will partner with to submit FROY and SHROY EDI transactions. File directly with BWC or use the portal which will be available in the Workers' Compensation Automation and Integration System known as WICS or WICUS. Previously stated, trading partner agreements were due to the Bureau by February 28th but are still being submitted. This is a high-level overview of the EDI transaction methods using the 3 avenues available to stakeholders, which are files from direct filing trading partners, files from transaction partners, or BWC's EDI Claims web portal. Information will be required for all the types of transmissions. One transaction partner. This is an entity that will submit data to BWC on behalf of stakeholders that have contracted with them. Cost services are determined by the agreement between the trading partners and transaction partners. Approved EDI transaction partners are EBIX Incorporated, HealthTech Incorporated, Insurance Services Office Incorporated, and Workers' Compensation Solutions. The contact information is on the Labor and Industry website at www.dli.state.p.us. Click on the Bureau of Workers' Compensation icon at the bottom right corner of the page and click WIX on the left navigation bar. Trading partner agreements. The historic trading partner agreements for EDI Release 1 is not sufficient for us. A new trading partner packet should have been submitted to the Bureau for EDI Release 3. Web portal filers do not need to file a trading partner agreement. Direct filing trading partners. To date, there have been 5 entities that have been accepted for testing and additional entities that have been put on the waiting list for testing post-go live. Testing will stop on August 8, 2013 and open after January 1st, 2014. This is because testing for EDI transaction partners and direct filing partners is in progress. If an entity meets the criteria posted on the WIX website, they apply for direct filing status and added to the list based on time and date of request. EDI Claims web portal. Traders can submit FOI transactions directly to BWC by using the WIX EDI Claims web portal. It will add entry screens which allow trading partners to either information that would otherwise be required to be submitting using one of the approved transaction partners or filing directly. The data captured through the web portal screens will correspond to IABC EDI Release 3 claims data elements. You submit with the web one day and a transaction partner the next. Trade partner documents must be submitted and the bill approve the change. Traders using the web portal to submit the EDI transactions will not receive an acknowledgement and they will receive an on-screen confirmation. Partner documents are not required to be sent to BWC if you choose to use the EDI Claims web portal. The documents identify the transaction partner a partner will be using to submit their EDI transactions, and portal users will not be doing this. Again, it's very important that entities using the web portal check the web portal the next day to see if the files have been accepted. Here is basic information on Freud and Troy transactions. A claimant is an incident that requires you to report information to BWC. Report of injury or FROI, maintain information on claim administrator, employee, employer, and accident information. Subsequent report of injury or SROI, maintain information on indemnity payments, non-indemnity payments, why a claim is not being paid, changes, reoccurrences, modifications, and suspensions. Troy transactions will be the big change for Pennsylvania stakeholders. Some examples of maintenance type codes. Please see the tables on the WICS website for a complete listing of all the accepted MTCs for PA. Cs describe the type of Freud and Troy being submitted, used to report claim events. This chart showing the claim life cycle. You would establish the claim, then you could have an initial payment or equivalent. They have some changes to the benefits, the suspension for all the benefits. And then again, you could have a reinstatement, you could have some more changes, and another suspension and claim closure. After the first report and before the final report, we could read lump sum payments, periodic reports, corrections or changes to non-indemnity claims, and relations. Slide is just an example of data that's captured through the EDI process. We have data, employee data, and claim administrator data, accident data, claims data, payment data, suspension, and return to work data. Administrators should always submit the most current data on each MTC. Data be removed in BWC's system if a space is set on the MTC where data had previously been sent. The time for processing files will be 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. All files located in the IN directory will be processed by BWC. Data arrives after this cutoff time will be processed with the next day files. A batch will run at 11:59 and 59 seconds. These are EDI claims tables. EDI reporting requirements are defined on the required reports, which would be event table. Data on the reports is the element requirements table. The applied editing is on the edit matrix. All can be located at www.dli.us/WCAS and on the EDI implementation guide hyperlink. Table tells you the events to report, what's the transaction is due, and the forms that must be sent and to which parties. The requirements table tells you the information required in a transaction, data element, and report type. The codes, which are mandatory, MD is mandatory conditional, I is if applicable or available, A is not applicable, is fatal, F is fatal, yes, change, A is exclude, A is change allowed, and N is for no change. Edit matrix table contains the specific edits applied to reports to determine acceptability by BWC and the standard error messages for those edits when the data is not acceptable. And it tells you the proper sequence of submissions, acceptable code values, data used for matching to existing claims, messages associated with those edits. Example of a proper sequence is the system will reject a transaction, destroy transaction, if a FOI was not filed. The FOI has to be the initiating transaction. The EDI Claims Implementation Guide provides technical information, procedures, and explanations to help claim administrators prepare and navigate future EDI processes. The guide and the EDI tables are available on our website. We'll take you right to the document without clicking on the IG hyperlink. Changes that have been made to the IG are all listed in the change log. It was revised about 6 weeks ago with about 2 or 3 minor changes. Acknowledgement records. The acknowledgement record is a transaction returned by the jurisdiction as a result of an EDI report that was sent. It contains enough data elements to identify the original report sent and communicates any technical business is found. Transactions are either accepted or rejected. A, which stands for transaction accepted, no errors. Transaction rejected, errors were found and the transaction was not accepted. And we also have HD, which means the whole batch was rejected. SIR is responsible for viewing all acknowledgement files. Rejected transactions must be analyzed so the appropriate data can be sent in the next file. Even the transactions must be reviewed to retrieve the appropriate jurisdiction claim number, or CN, which may be used on subsequent transactions. Reporting overview. The report submitted to BWC through one of the 3 options available to trading partners. BWC identifies the report as either new or duplicate. BWC runs technical and business edit checks on the report. Either accept or reject the report. BWC sends an acknowledgement of the reports sent back to the sender. A portal user will instead receive an on-screen confirmation. Statutory requirements. The report of injury transaction is required to be electronically filed within 7 days of the alleged injury. An action to accept or deny a claim must be submitted to BWC no later than 21 days after the employer has knowledge of a claimant's disability, and no change to the current statutory requirements on filing. If bills are being paid under temporary compensation, a transaction to deny the claim must be received within 90 days of the disability begin date, or claim becomes compensable. Specific statutory requirements refer to Section 2.5, Information and Data Reporting, the PA EDI Claims Implementation Guide. This is no change for current requirements. Forms, Statement of Wages, LUC 494A or C, of Temporary Compensation Payable, LIBC 501, of Compensation Payable, LIBC 495, Notices of Workers' Compensation Denial, LIBC 496, Notices, LIBC 502, and notices of suspension or modification, BC 751, must be filed with BWC. Pay forms, existing BWC form, the FROI, LC 90, or SHROI, LIC 91 template, must be sent to the claimant for all transactions. Written to the employee has not changed due to EDI and is still required. The WC 91 cannot be used in place of the compensation payable, notice of compensation denial, the notice of temporary compensation payable. These forms can be submitted to BWC by electronic batch, attach form to the individual claim, or mail. Pay forms will not be coupled with the transactions, and pay forms should be submitted to BWC as close to the EDI transaction date as possible, proof the same day. Steps for trading partners. Business staff and IT staff should work together to determine if you're going to file directly, transaction partner, or use the PA web portal. And the EDI reporting requirements, and that you collect this data. Please that the entry application has the same edits as the flat file. They should review and prepare for testing and implementation, trading partner agreements, and corresponding documents. If chosen a transaction partner, you'll be testing with your transaction partner in the very near future. If you've started already, something that is between the transaction partner and the trading partner. If you haven't already done so, go to our PA EDI Claims Implementation Guide webpage. Implementation Guide, the EDI tables, and partner forms are all available on this webpage. Release 3 migration. There will be a 3-week transition window from 17th to September 8th, 2013 for migrating from paper forms and Release 1 FROIs to Release 3 FROI and TROIs. BWC will continue to accept time-sensitive subsequent reports of injury short forms until September 8th, 2013. All documents received during this period will be date stamped to preserve the filing during this transition period might not be processed by BWC until after our go-live date of September 9, 2013, will result in delays in viewing claim dates. At least one FROIS will be sent until August 29th. Administrators are requested to delay submission of FROIS for claims from August 30th to September 9th and submit Release 3 FROIS after go-live. First EDI transaction after go-live on September 9th must be either a Release 3 FROI for claims or a SHROI UR transaction legacy claims. For UR transaction, beginning on September 9, 2013, claim administrators must send BWC a single SHROI UR transaction as their first transaction for open legacy BWC claims. Transactions must be filed one time as they catch up to baseline the claim. These actions may also include the next transaction that otherwise would have been filed. BWC recommends that these SHROI UR transactions be submitted in a single file. The UR will allow all parties and Bureau to the same claim information and allow for correct sequencing going forward. This is the migration timeline that we just went over in the last couple slides. Training schedule for the EDI webinars. We record the webinars and post them on our website after they are presented. We'll present a basic training today at 9 o'clock and again this afternoon. This one is the FROI training on June 18th, 2013 at 9 a.m. and repeated again at 1 p.m. Training will provide FROI-specific information, which is MTCs, information, from EDI Release 1, Release 3, requirements, and acknowledgments. The FROI training coming up on July 11th, 2013 at 9 o'clock in the morning and repeated at 1 p.m. This provides FROI-specific information, including MTCs, information from EDI Release 1 to EDI Release 3, requirements and acknowledgments. So the webinars is the web portal training. Will be held on July 18, 2013 at 9 a.m. and again at 1 p.m. and view of the EDI Claims web portal that will be available in Wix. Slide shows the resources. You can fax your trading partner agreements and corresponding documents to 717-736365. You can questions regarding EDI Release 3 to RA-CMD-EDI@EA.gov. Further information regarding EDI Release 3 and the PA EDI Claims Implementation Guide, we link the website. So if you want to check out information about the IAIA BCDI Claims Release 3 implementation, we get a web address too. We'll take this time for questions. Again, if you have any questions, if you could please type them in the box and choose to send to all participants so everyone can see the questions. I'm not. Okay, we have a question from Chris. Will there be a return file from Shroy UR? And if so, what will it contain? To get the normal acknowledgement for the Shroy UR. Second question from Post and Shell. Can we get a copy of these slides? The presentation, along with the voice recording, will be available on our website shortly. Question 5. Just to be clear, please verify we have to submit a Shroy UR for every single open claim we have as of 9/9/2013. And yes, that is correct. You must file a Shroy UR for every open legacy claim. Question Melinda Green. Can you confirm that you want no FROYs from August 30th, 2013 to 9/8/2013? Yes, that is correct. And then after go live on 9/9, you submit the FROYs in the EDI Release 3. Next one for Laura. Did I understand correctly that we will still have to submit some paper forms like statement of wages, notice of payable, notice of modification or suspension? Yes, that is correct. We'll be able to submit them by electronic batch, be able to submit them in individual claims, or can also continue to send them in by mail. From Joan, web portal allow us to submit Shroys? Yes, the web portal will allow you to submit Shroy and Shroy transactions.
Jan on the shore you are.
That's right.
Next question is from Lisa Morris. You have to include the JCN on the Shroy URs. Yes, that is correct. You need the JCN on all the Shroy transactions. Next question is from Alice Sherman. It would be helpful if you can elaborate on all of the abbreviations. Most of these are new to us. If you could please type in and be specific with the abbreviations. Also, if you refer to the PA implementation guide on our website, at the end there is a glossary that might help you out with the abbreviations. Next question is from Chris Zimba. So the Shroy UR will have a TR, TA, or an HD. That's correct. Question from Sam. Do you need to send all Shroy UR for all legacy claims on 9/8/2013 at one time? Yes, that is correct. The next question is from Chris. She asked about a return file, and I think I already addressed the answer to that question. If not, please type it in again. Thank you. Question from Courtney. If there's an HD error, is every claim I submit that day rejected? All the claims in that one batch are rejected. Question from Christy Hickman. What happens if the EDI shows up several days before the paper filings? That will be fine because you're allowed to send the paper filings by mail. And the EDI transactions are not coupled with the forms. the thing will not be complete until we get all the paper filings. Catherine asked a question, will the sure you are on legacy claims include medical-only claims? Yes, that is correct. Any legacy claims after go live and our transaction should be filed. Question from Christy. Since suspensions are submitted by paper, will we also send an EDI for a suspension? And the answer is yes. You should do the EDI transaction for your suspension and then follow it up and submit your paper form. Question from Sam. Could be a lot of legacy claims. Is there any way to prepare these in advance and send them on the required date? Yes, we can make those arrangements. If you want to contact us at our resource account at ra-cmdedi@pa.gov, and we'll initiate that and see what we can do. Question from Joan. Are we permitted to submit more than one batch per day? Yes, you may. One batch per file. question from Sean. Will you supply us a list of all open legacy claims? Yes, we can do that. So again, if you can contact us at our resource account. Question from Etta. Clarify the acronym. Shroy UR is second report of injury. Update report. UR in this context is not utilization review, correct? Multiple use of same abbreviations can be confusing. You are correct. The Shroy is a subsequent report of injury. The UR actually stands for upon request, not a utilization review. And when we get to the Shroy training, we go over the acronyms a little more with you. Another question from Sam. If a release 1 FROI is filed prior to 9/8, an update needs to be filed, should an updated FROI be filed or a Shroy UR be filed? Whether it's a FROI or a Shroy, the UR should be filed. Question from Donna. Are MO claims with no lost workdays required to be filed? No, they are not required. We would like to see them filed. We request that they are filed. They are not required. Next question from Anne Marie. Earlier you stated that some forms like the statement of wages and notice of comp will need to be submitted in paper form. Why is this the case when we are presently submitting them electronically? Because in the requirements, in the rules and regs in the Act, and the requirements are that the paper forms be filed. From Melinda, will you require a SHROI FN on claims that are denied with an 04? Not have to file the SHROI FN denied claims when you file the 04, because when you file the 04 transaction, our claim status is actually comp denied. You would only want to file the SHROI FN if you want to have the claim specifically closed. I had a question from Darcy Bradley. Will your benefits segment be filed as a sweep? We're sure of the answer to this question, so we ask that you please send this question to our EDI resource account. Thank you. We have a question from Carolyn. Will the required paper form be filled out automatically in the WIC system so the adjuster can print and send them? Actually, what will be available in WIC are the SHROI template, the LIBC 90, and the SHROI template, the LIBC 91, that can be printed and sent to employees. However, you cannot use the LIBC 91 in place of the notice of comp payable, the notice of compensation denial, or the temporary notice of compensation payable. Question from Catherine. FROIs have not been filed on pure medical only claims, so do we have to file the FROI before we can submit the SHROI UR on the legacy claims? Yeah, that is correct. You must file the FROI first before you submit the SHROI UR, because the FROI has to be the initiating transaction. Question from Chris. Can you modify a SHROI UR on the web portal after it has been accepted? If filed the SHROI UR through the web portal, yes, you can modify it by going into the web portal and filing the O2 change transaction. Question from Donna. We understand there will be a crosswalk document published. When will this be available and what will it contain? The crosswalk document is in the final stages and should be posted on our website in the very near future. And it's going to be a crosswalk from the data elements, the DNs in the EDI transactions, to the LIBC field, the LIBC forms that can be fields. We have a question from Carol. Do we have to send URs for all legacy claims in a single day, or can we do that along with one of the regular SHROIs for the legacy claims? Our recommendation is that you do send all the URs in a single day, but if your system allows that if you have activity like 6 months down the road, you just have to remember if you didn't do the UR transaction at the time or go live, that you would have to do the UR transaction 6 months down the road whenever you have activity. Okay, we have a question from Kim. So a new claim will have a FROI accepted or under this investigation, then a paper electronic NCP or TNCP, then a paper electronic SAL, then an EDI SHROI, then an EDI SHROI suspension, a paper electronic mod or suspension than a Schroy FN? Is this an accurate sequence? We're asking if you could please send this question to our EDI resource account so we can take the time to look if it is a proper sequencing. Thank you. From Melinda, do you want 04s on MO claims with lost time? Is it required, or do we want it? It's required. For the MO claims, you can do a 00 with the claim type code of medical only, or if you choose to, you can file the 04s for the medical only claims. Again, it's not required. Question from Peggy, what forms are required for medical-only claims? Are all 3 forms needed? TNCP, a stop notice, or a LIBC 496. The requirements of the forms with the statutory requirements have not changed due to EDI. We have a question from Joan. Can you please clarify whether the electronic SAL, TNCP, NCP notice stopping and denials will still be available to submit via your web portal? I think you mean the electronic forms application that we currently have on our website. Unfortunately, that will go away with Go Live, but forms will still be available from download a website, or you can still use the current forms that you have in your systems. When sending the forms in, again, you will be able to upload them by batch. You will be able to attach them to the individual claim in Wix, and we will still accept them by mail. From Peggy, can you supply answers on paper to all of the questions listed above? We are, again, planning to put this presentation on our website in the near future, and it is voice recorded, so you will be able to hear all the questions and answers that we are going through. Comment from Christy, just a little insight to the person asking about a SHROI UR being a sweep. Yes, the SHROI UR is filed as a sweep, but we think previously Darcy had specifically asked about the benefit segment being a sweep. I'd like to have that question emailed to the resource account from Darcy. Question from Christy. So if you would like to see all of the MO claims with no lost time, is that from live date only, or are you requesting we submit a FROI on the legacy claims also, then a SHROI UR? That's from Go Live only. Question from Debbie. Before you verified that we have to file the SHROI UR for all open medical only and lost time claims as of 9/9. Now you are saying that we have to file both FROI and SHROI for these claims. Please confirm. The original statement that we need a FROI or SHROI UR for all open legacy claims. As long as it's a UR. A question from Chris. Can you modify a SHROI UR on the web portal after it has been accepted? And the answer is yes. You would file the O2 transaction on the web portal. You wouldn't necessarily modify the SHROI UR. You would file an O2 transaction to modify that information. And the second part is if the SHROI UR was sent by the EDI file. I just want to reiterate that you can't switch channels. The three options that you had was to go through a transaction partner, file directly with us, or the claims web portal. And earlier that if you can't use the web portal one day and choose to go through a transaction partner and send an EDI file the next day. Resubmit your trading partner documents. Change in the channel that you want to use, then it would have to be approved by BWC. Question from Rose. Given that there are a lot of questions with this entire process, would it be possible to put your answers in writing at some point in the future for a quick reference? Again, this presentation with the voice recording will be posted on our website shortly, and you will hear all the questions and answers. But in the near future also, we will have frequently asked questions on EDI or website. From Sam, can you clarify exactly what a sweep is? I'm going to ask that you send this question to our EDI resource account so we can provide details exactly what a sweep is. Thank you. A question from Peggy, 104, and Christy kindly answered with an 04 is a denial. Thanks, Christy. Rose asked a question, what is a crosswalk? Basically, the crosswalk is going to show the paper forms and the information that's received on the paper forms today compared to tomorrow, the EDI transactions and the data elements or the DNs. If you have a field on LIBC form where exactly that information should go in the EDI transaction, again, what data element or DN it should go in. With a question from Joan, can you explain why the ability to submit via the electronic forms is being eliminated? When we go live September 9th, 2013, again, we are going to require the EDI Release 3 format, and the electronic forms is not part of that. Question from Crystal. Since MO claims are not mandatory, but the division would like them to be sent, will the requirements be changing, making the MO claims mandatory? No, we will not be making the change to require the MO claims. We're just asking that you report them. But again, it's not mandatory, and we will not be changing the requirements. Question from Joan asking if we could please repeat the response to, before you verified that we have to file Troy UR for all open medical only and lost time claims as of 9/9/2013. You were saying that we have to file both Roy and Troy for these claims. Please confirm. The response was that you, after go live on 9/9/2013, you need to file a Troy or Troy UR for all open legacy claims. Let's clarify a free UR or a SHROI UR. Okay, I have a question from Lisa. Please clarify on legacy medical-only claims not previously filed via EDI using Release 1. You require a 400 that no JCN jurisdiction claimer has been assigned by the BWC, followed by a SHROI UR updating all medical paid to date, or are you asking for a SHROI UR, then a SHROI UR? The first part of the question, we require a 00, no JCN assigned by the Bureau. There's no follow-up with the SHROI UR. Not required, it's just requested. Marcia, what is the site name that all this information will be on? I put the resources slide back on, and the information can be found http://www.dli.us/WCAIS. another question from Crystal. If we submit time-sensitive materials via paper, such as a new lost time claims 8/17 to 9/9, once we go live on 9/9, do we need to submit the 00 and UR on those claims also? The answer is no. During that time, the new claims, after we go live, all you need to do is file the 4000 because there's nothing else to catch up on. Back to Crystal's question that we're not sure if we answered that exactly what she was looking for. If you could please reference the migration strategy document on our website. And if that doesn't answer your questions, please send us an email to the EDI resource account. Thank you. I asked what is the address for the EDI Release 3, and again I put the slide back up that has the website where our PA EDI Claims Implementation Guide and all the documents are available. Rose asked a question. You said that we could still use our forms that we have in-house. I assume you are referring to our paper forms, and then we have to attach it to can you please explain that? The forms are going to be available on the website for download, or you can use the ones that you already have built into your system. And if the event table tells you that you need to send it to BWC, you can either upload them by batch to us, or in our new Wix system, you can actually upload and attach it to the specific claim, or you can still send them in by mail. Randy, can you expand on the answer to Joan's question? Why are we going back to paper filing rather than the online filing of forms? It seems like we are going backwards. Unfortunately, the online forms filing application is not aligned with the EDI Release 3 standards that we're going live with in September 9th, 2013. Reiterate that we will be allowing the paper forms to be electronically uploaded by batch, uploaded into Wix. Question from Christy. So a FOIA you are on a claim with no indemnity, and sure you are where there is. If what was filed prior to go live was only a FOIA, and after we go live, you only need to do the FOIA you are if there's something that needs corrected. Christy, if we didn't answer that properly, if you could please send us an email to the resource account so we can give you more details on the FOIA and SHROI URs. Thank you. Julie asks, how long do we have to use the online forms, or do we start using the paper forms now? If you can just please keep an eye on our website, and we will make an announcement on that. Ellen asks, are there instructions on the web page for uploading the forms by batch? We're actually working on that right now, so there should be something posted in the very near future. Question from Darcy. If the medical only was never filed via EDI, a SHROI will not be accepted without a JCN. I believe the question is, should a FOIA UR be sent for medical only with no loss of a turn shift day? If so, does this require any paper filings? If the medical only was never filed via EDI, after go live, you would need to file the FOIA 00. All right, question from Randy. The event table states that medical-only claims are not required unless there is a loss of shift. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Medical-only claims are not required. However, we are requesting that they be filed. Again, to reiterate, they are not required. Question from Aaron. If a Shroy FN is required to close a claim, is a final statement of account still needed to be filed? The Shroy FN is all that's needed for BWC. However, a copy of the final statement of account still needs to be sent to the employee. The Act. Question from Debbie. If we filed FOIs for medical-only claims before Go Live, do we have to file anything for those claims after Go Live? Currently, FOI medical-onlys are not acceptable because there's not a loss of a day, turn, or shift. Carolyn, can you please define the question a little more and let us know what you mean by board number? Thank you. Question from Kim. So for legacy MO claims that were filed with NCP prior to Go Live date, are not required to file a FOI 00, then a Shroy UR. You do not need to unless there is going to be any further activity after go live. And if there is activity after go live, you would need to follow up with the fully 00 and destroy UR. Last question. If that medical-only NCP was filed within the transition period after go live, you would need to do the fully 00 because there was not a claim in our system. All right, Carolyn asks, if you have not been filing electronically and you have paper claims with JCN numbers, would you need to send a FOI, including the JCN number, to match the claim in the system? If you've been filing paper claims with JCN numbers, that's our Bureau claim number, and that's a different number than the JCN number. So you would need to send a FOI to get the correct JCN number. Not include the Bureau claim number in that. Back to Caroline's question. Caroline, I'm not sure if we accurately answered your question, so if you could please send us an email to the EDI resource account. Thank you. Question from Joan: will there be a document available that explains what should be filed for this transition and when? Example, MOs that were not filed versus MOs with lost days that were filed, etc. If you refer to the Pennsylvania Claims Implementation Guide on our website, there's a section that explains what needs to be filed for medical-only claims. And if that doesn't answer questions, please send us an email to the source account. Question from Catherine. We have previously submitted MOT and CPs electronically. Can we now only send a paper copy, or do we have to file a FOI and submit through EDI? If it's a new claim after go live, you would file the FOI and submit through EDI. Question from Caroline. Will there be a JCN number and a Bureau claim number? After we go live, there will only be a JCN number. However, currently, if a FOI is filed through EDI Release 1, a JCN number is assigned to that FOI. And when we get the paper documents and process them, we actually have a Bureau claim number, and that is different than the JCN number. It's different right now, and we do have both, but after go live, we will only have a JCN number. Seems like we got through all your questions. So if you have any future EDI questions, again, please email ra-cmdedi@pa.gov. Thank you for attending the PA EDI Release 3 Basic Training, and have a great day.